All right, morning everyone. Welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin with your host, Vays. Coming to you live as the markets are already open. Let me just pop out your live chat so I can keep an eye on that. And let me also pull up my Telegram in case my awesome moderators want to send me a good question. I'm going to try to keep this one a little bit short. I had to just jump off a call, and I have to get back on that call because the conferences aren't going to organize themselves. Let's go to the charts, and we will see what is going on now that I am ready with everything. Okay, here we go. Screen share. And we share the chart. Monthly chart, the new month has started. We are in the middle of an ascending triangle on the big picture basis. There is your live chat. Hope everyone is having a good time. I did my first spaces yesterday. It was like a general Q&A, talked a lot about COVID, some about Bitcoin. I'm going to try to make those more topic specific next time. So follow me on Twitter before I get banned with the new Twitter rules and the new Twitter CEO. And we'll do more spaces where I think we can talk more freely in spaces. I think you only get banned if you, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard for them to ban spaces because that's true freedom of speech. Written speech is a little bit different. Volume up, please. Volume up. There shouldn't be a volume problem. Double check, please. Any volume issues? I'm sitting right in front of the microphone, right, like that. This where my arm is. Like right now, I'm touching my microphone, so I'm not that far from it. But let me make sure I'm using the right microphone. Settings. Yep, that's the right microphone. Okay. Volume's fine. Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, weekly chart. That is not a good looking candle. It looked like a good candle yesterday when it was bullish, but what did I say? I said hold your horses on any kind of bullish entries into the market on a intermediate term basis. If you are a long-term holder, this is generally a good position to buy the dip. And I am wearing my buy the dip shirt. By the old Twitter account, Barbie Buys Dips. I think she goes by Double Up Barbie now. You can find her on Twitter. That's who made the shirt. Man, the shirt is, has a long history. And the weekly chart is not looking pretty because we may still go and hit that intermediate moving average, which would be tricky because then it creates a double bottom situation. But right now, it's a little concerning, Here is our position chart. We lowered our exposure to the bullish case of Bitcoin. It makes you look a little bit stupid the following day when the price rallies, above 59,000, but it never broke the prior swing high. And I remember what I said yesterday, and man, I'm probably not going to raise this until we show real bullish conviction and go above the next moving average. And then you can jump this immediately into 100% bullish position. And by staying patient, by not rushing into it, by trusting the Consensio model, which Tyler Jenks popularized, with moving averages and price in relation to those moving averages, what we have is a patient approach and a wait and see approach, and we're only going to use TA to allocate positions into Bitcoin. And right now, we are staying with our 40 to 50% bullish allocation in Bitcoin until, the smoke clears. And the smoke is coming from the S&P panic that took place yesterday. And holy shit, did the S&P have a crazy day yesterday. It all started very, very nice, but then once again, the giant global panic misunderstanding of the Omicron variant of COVID, and it doesn't really take that much to understand what the hell is happening Don't want to dive too deep into the conspiracy theory, but I mean, everything to me is grossly obvious. The simple explanation is usually the best explanation. And if the European government and the US government want to go into a cold war of travel between the two continents over, again, another version of a cold that's a little bit, I don't know, slightly riskier than a normal cold that we were having a while ago, like years ago, then yeah, the market is going to panic that the businesses are going to be shutting down. Now, today we're rallying again, but we need to get back above this moving average. If we get back above this moving average, then all is fine. But if we don't get above that moving average, then trouble sets in. Then this arrow no longer applies if we can't get back above that moving average. And at that point, you would prove that that expectation is no longer viable. You gotta get out of your bullish position, and now you wait for the next level of support being the 200-day moving average. So we have 6 more hours to get back over, and then you're still anticipating a reversal. It's only a break of the moving average if you get an entire candle below it. So when we broke this moving average, it's not confirmed until this following candle right here on September 13th spend an entire day below the moving average. Now this time around, we're not going to spend the entire candle below the moving average, but if we close at the bottom of that candle, it's pretty definitive to me that we spent the entire time below the moving average. I'm not going to split pennies here. Obviously, if there is a little tiny part of a wick above the moving average where the majority of the price is way below it, that's a break of the moving average. Then this candle here does not actually break the moving average from a trade perspective. It broke it, literally, the candle broke the moving average, but that's not where the bearish trend is confirmed. The bearish trend is confirmed over here on the following candle when it spent the entire candle below it. Now, you can also claim that, hey, Tone, what about this August 19th candle that spent an entire day below it and then we went and made a new all-time high? Well, my answer is, well, shit happens. 1, markets aren't that predictable. And 2, look at that candle. It bounced right off a moving average. So when you're breaking a moving average, your next target is only the next moving average. And it bounced right off of that. So you got to use your brain and say, hey, I know we've made this moving average bearish, but this moving average is still bullish and we bounced off of it. This time around, the next moving average is all the way down here. So it's a very different situation. Very different situation. Okay? Also look at this. This candle solidified the bearishness below the intermediate term moving average. And look what happened on the way back up. We got a perfect rejection. I'm going to get rid of this line. It's just in the way. It doesn't do anything. This line is no longer useful either. That was the breakout line. Now we're back below the prior level of support. But again, this line needs to be confirmed with a full candle below it, or the majority of the candle below it. This line I don't need. It's just in the way. This arrow I don't need. It's just in the way. All right, let's go back to Bitcoin. Back to Bitcoin, weekly chart, not good. The next level of support, nothing crazy, but down in the $52,000, $53,000 area. Position chart, we're staying with our 40 to 50% bullish allocation, and there will be no reason to change this unless we are breaking below the 30-period moving average on this 4-day candle chart. This downward sloping trend line continues to work its magic. Okay, drew this trend line a little while ago when this candle was popping up. Every time it looks like we're breaking it, we're not. I have not adjusted this line much or at all. So yeah, it's of concern. The biggest area of concern is, of course, this circle right here. This will be a serious area of concern. Let me make it an actual circle. The reason why this is a serious area of concern is if we get into this area, and it's very likely that we will, there will be a huge conflict between the support of the 128-day moving average versus a double bottom. And double bottoms are not something you want to place your bet on. Here's the last time we had a double bottom, and look what happened. We broke right through it. I don't like double bottoms the way I don't like double tops as rejection points. To me, double tops are meant to be broken. Double bottoms are meant to be broken as well. Now, if we go back in recent history, you can see a double bottom right here. But this double bottom, well, first of all, the first time we got this low, it was not a double bottom. It was a new clean low that got supported by the same 128-day moving average. That is what we wanted the first time around. Now, when it comes back there the second time, it has a little bit extra support because it is still the 200-day moving, the 128-day moving average. This time, when you get to this area of support, you are fighting against the double bottom potential breakout. So I would say this situation coming into the circle is more troubling than this situation of getting back to that line on a second go around, because now this line is actually rising. It is giving you extra strength. This time the line is rising, it is strong, but it's gonna run against the negative pressure of a prior swing low, which tends to pull things down. So we will be watching it carefully. You don't want to get this low. You really don't. You want this thing to turn around immediately. You don't really want the price of Bitcoin going below 50, say 52.5, right? Because this down here, sorry, not 52.5, 55, let's say 55. You want to stay above 55. At the same time, I would have loved to see a touch of that moving average. It's, in a perfect world, there is a big crash tomorrow that touches 52, but then rallies back to 55 by end of day. This can be tomorrow, this could be the day after tomorrow, but in the next, say, 2 to 3 days, that would be the perfect case scenario. Like a big wick down and a rally up. Let me find you a candle. Well, something like this. Like the June 22nd candle that fell from 32,000 down to 28, but then closed at 31.5. That's kind of the candle you want without this silly follow through back to 29. And that can rally above the trend line, that can then rally back to that other moving average. But right now, I would be in a pretty defensive position. I would be careful. Hourly chart, not interesting, but certainly bearish looking. And the 4-hour chart, also not interesting, a little more neutral looking. It needs to hold this area. It needs to hold it. We go down below 56 right now, or later today, trouble can set in. If we dip below 50, can we rise back up to 60? Not in one day. If we dip below 50 in the next couple of days, we can rally above 60, but it'll take a week. It'll take a few days, 3 to 4 days. Oil, still stuck in the middle of no man's land here. Obviously this arrow I have to delete. Not happening anymore. As long as oil stays above this area, we just broke the latest MRI support line. Though not really, oil can still rally and hold that line. I'm going to wait till the end of week to reevaluate oil. Right now, I just stay away from it. I wouldn't be bearish, I wouldn't be bullish. I would just stay away from it. It topped on the MRI. I still think oil's going to break 100 in the near future, but right now I'd be careful. Gold is useless, not doing anything with that. And we're going to keep an eye on the S&P. Tomorrow is going to be very interesting to see where the S&P closed today. All right. I took a look at Ethereum yesterday. Someone asked a question about Ethereum in the spaces on Twitter. Obviously, I couldn't show the chart, but I discussed it. This is a very bullish looking Ethereum chart versus Bitcoin. I'm not happy about it, but I'm looking at the TA part of it, and I really hope I'm wrong, and I hope Ethereum does crash, but this chart does point to bullishness of Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Now, for whatever reason, definitely not technology, but for whatever reason, there is more speculation into Ethereum right now than Bitcoin. All right, my moderators might have wrote something. Can you cover your fundamental view of Square, aka Block? It sounds like they're gonna go a little shitcoiny. They're looking to do some DeFi stuff. We'll see. I don't really have a big fundamental view on it, other than watch it very carefully. Based on some tweets that people are sending me, they're trying to diversify into potential scams. Let's see what they do. Let's see if they're gonna build DeFi on Bitcoin with Bitcoin, or are they looking to actually start yield farming the Block token? Like, I have no idea, right? So just keep an eye on that. But there's already a company called Block, which is like weird. That's Matt Rozak's company, Block. If I go to my Twitter and you type Block, I have no idea what they're doing, right? Block has already existed. Oh, it's with a Q. Sorry, I didn't Block with a Q. Yeah, there was a company called Block. It was with a Q though. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. All right. Hey, almost at 267. Nice. Yeah, I'm going to try to do spaces more. Hey guys, if you want to look at stocks and you care about the MRI, you want to check out tradingmri.com. I'm going to be doing more with this once these conferences are off the ground, once we finish with these contracts, once we put the next financial summit on sale. Unconfiscatable is already on sale. Tickets are starting to go, by the way. If you go to the homepage, we have less tickets than that. A lot less, because I have to update it. So hold on, let me close this. Vays.com. If you want to support, check out the affiliate page. Also, if you're looking for the MRI indicator, which is what I use in my trading, products and services MRI, on-demand videos for education. If you go to conferences unconfiscatable, we have 24 tickets left at 400, and then price rises. Okay, the carnivory dinner is really selling out. This is it. 55 seats left for carnivory. The conference can handle 400 people, but carnivory dinner can't. It's pretty exclusive for speakers and whoever pays to attend. So those that are complaining, why is the dinner $200? Well, speakers eat free. The Mob Museum charges. Renting and closing down the Mob Museum is not free, and catering is not free. So, but speakers eat free. So those that are attending are supporting the speakers. Otherwise, Unconfiscatable pays the bill. Same thing with the poker tournament. The poker tournament the conference doesn't make any money. So it costs about $10,000 to put the tournament on. So where does the $10,000 come from? Right? We're looking for a sponsor. But otherwise, Unconfiscatable flips the bill to host a poker tournament because we can't take a cut. So that's a separate registration, so you can check that out. All right. Yeah, so sign up, guys. We have some speaker cards. We're gonna start posting speakers soon. We got some really cool speakers. Keep that a secret for now, but it'll be good. All right, back to stocks. So tradingmri.com gives you a snapshot of all the stocks and whether they're bullish, bearish, or neutral. And you can see on the stock market, everything is leaning bearish here. Look at this. Like, you don't have to know what the S&P is doing. You can see it. Right here on the MRI, long, intermediate, or short. Daily, weekly, monthly. Okay? So if you go to Tone's assets, I should probably add some more. All I have is these three. Adjust basket. Should probably add something in here. Add at least Bitcoin in here. BTC USD, we can use Coinbase. Okay, so I can see as a snapshot that Bitcoin is neutral on the daily, it is bearish on the weekly, and it is bullish on the monthly. So you can get these really cool snapshots. You can go to the Forex market. Okay, like for example, the Turkish lira. I know it says bullish. That's because the Turkish lira is rising against other currencies. So here, euro versus Turkish lira, and it's bullish across the board. That means it's bullish for the euro versus the Turkish lira, as the Turkish lira is crashing. So we can also look at the crypto. This is all crypto. You can make your own baskets with this service. I have no idea what Algorand is, but you can see how Algorand is bullish across the board on all time frames. Interesting. Okay, it doesn't look like much. Here's the daily. Looks like it's just consolidating. Here's the weekly. Also looks like it's just consolidating. And here's the monthly. Also looks like it's consolidating, but look at the MRI. The MRI is bullish across the board. I have no idea what that means. I have no idea what this token is. But this gives you something to look at. There's one more. Also something I never heard of. And let me see what's bearish. This makes me happier. We have cake. Oh yeah, look at this shitcoin. It's been dropping forever. Daily, weekly, monthly. It looks bad. Now, there's two ways to look at these things. Hey, when something's been dropping for a long time, maybe it's due to recover. Maybe it's due to go up. Or maybe it's just going to keep going down for a while. Binance Coin has been bullish for a while against Bitcoin. We've looked at it in the past. And here it is again. Now, on a daily scale, it's completing extension B and extension C. But still bullish on a daily scale. Also weekly, it's bullish. And monthly, it's bullish. Wow, monthly looks very bullish, to be honest with you guys, unfortunately. And the daily chart, look at that beautiful reversal right there with the MRI. Big green arrow right there that you can see. All right, so I gotta do more videos. I gotta get someone that's actually using this service religiously for their portfolio. Ideally, it's not only a crypto portfolio, but also a traditional stock portfolio or a commodity portfolio. It's, oh, look at silver. Silver is bearish across the board. Oil, see, oil has gone bearish daily, weekly, neutral, monthly. But silver, I'm looking at silver, and platinum is bearish across the board. What's gold doing? Where's gold? Gold's right there. Gold's neutral on a weekly, but bearish on the other two, which is pretty much bearish. Commodities are bearish, guys. Let me look at platinum. I haven't looked at platinum in forever. Oh, but look at that. Platinum is on a daily. Oh, interesting. Okay. So, let me see here. Platinum. Oh, okay. Sorry, I clicked on palladium. I was about to say, is there a bug? No, palladium is on a daily MRI buy. Right there, but it's still bearish weekly and monthly, so you want to be careful with that. Let's look at platinum. Yeah, so platinum looks bad. Platinum, that's a very ugly looking daily candle, even though it's bullish. Weekly looks like it's at a double bottom, ready to break to the downside. And monthly, monthly doesn't look too bad. And it's going to complete a monthly MRI buy in a couple of months. So, yeah, now of course this data doesn't update in real time. So you may always want to go back to your trading view and look at the MRI there. But you can't have this kind of a snapshot view on trading view. That's why we have to build this out. That's why we have to build this service out. You can try it for free and for a few weeks and then decide if it's right for you. All right. I didn't build this, by the way. This is friends of mine. But I really like it. I really like it and support it. Okay, moderators, what do we got? Thoughts on the VIX? Wow, good question. I haven't looked at the VIX in forever. And then I have to get going. Thoughts on the VIX? VIX is rising. Let's look at it from an MRI perspective. It's just getting started on the weekly. By the way, MRI on the VIX has not been too bad. Has not been too bad. Wait for it to load. Oh, there it is. VIX hits an MRI sell, so it's possible the volatility has subsided. Let's see if we can break this high. Most likely, volatility should subside a little bit. Someone is asking, what would it take for you to be bullish on Ethereum? Well, fundamentally, nothing. Nothing. It's just technically. It's like someone saying, Tone, what would it take for you to be bullish on GameStop? What is it? GME, right? What would it take for me to be bullish on GameStop? Well, the answer is nothing. It was a failed company. It was a failed company. Look, it was failing. It was worthless. And then Wall Street Bets took a hold of it. Now, am I bullish or bearish GameStop from a TA perspective? Well, the daily chart is clearly bearish. Well, actually, I can go back to the MRI service, right? Let's, I can go to the homepage, right? We can look at GME. So let's see what the MRI says. Bearish, neutral, neutral. Okay. Bearish on the daily, neutral on weekly and monthly. That is not that strong, and this thing can flip bearish next week. And monthly, oh, that's actually bullish. That's a big flag pennant, right? Or I can go back to here. Now, what would it take for me to be bullish GameStop? Well, technical analysis. If the TA chart is bullish, I'll be bullish. If the TA chart's bearish, I'll be bearish. Am I fundamentally bullish on GameStop? Of course not. Of course not. Am I fundamentally bullish on Tesla? Yeah, I am. Because everyone I know wants a Tesla. And everyone that has a Tesla loves it. So I'm fundamentally bullish on Tesla. And I think governments want everyone to own a Tesla because they think it's cleaner for the environment. I can make the argument in the opposite direction, of course. It's cleaner for your garage when you start up a Tesla. But is it cleaner for the environment, making those batteries the way they make them? Very debatable. Very, very debatable. So, yeah, that's a good question, though. GameStop and Ethereum are not similar at all. They're not that different. I mean, you're right. I mean, Ethereum is a lot closer to BitConnect than it is to GameStop. At least GameStop actually has a viable product. They resell games, even though nobody really wants them anymore. But the liquid sidechain will eventually take over Ethereum. Like, there's nothing that Ethereum does. First of all, there's really nothing that Ethereum does that requires a blockchain other than creating unlicensed, unregistered securities. But as far as creating a smart contract, you don't need Ethereum for that. There's 100 different other places. All right, guys. Nope, I got to get going. I got to jump back on a call. I'm already 4 minutes late. please support on tonevays.com. But the best way to support is to come out to a conference. Come out to Unconfiscatable. Come meet us in person. Like the Toxic Maximalists are really nice people in person. Don't judge too much based on Twitter. And the price will rise after 24 more tickets get bought. All right. Thank you guys for watching, and see you all on the next one.